Tonight's Tilton Talk Show sponsored by Image Cleaning and in conjunction with Cure Leukemia. Well, no win for Blues this weekend as Bristol City travelled south-west with all 3 points. A game in which somewhat lacked what we'd become accustomed to at St Andrews, and the long unbeaten run at home comes to an end. The referee had an awful lot to answer for in this game with ridiculous decisions regarding denied penalties and the Shea booking. Still no hotter, let's hope he's back real soon as we're missing his flair and pace. Blues ladies also defeated this weekend in a 1-0 loss with an unfortunate mistake leading to the goal. But in the words of Gary Monk, we go again. 2 away games to come next, with Blackburn being the first trip and then a huge following away to Wigan. Well, as always, strap yourselves in and get ready for a ride on the world famous one and only Tilton Talk Show. It's what Monday nights are made for.
We're so happy following the Blues. We love you, what more can we say? We have the cheapest tops here at St Andrews. They gotta give us what we're longing for. It's Birmingham forever. Let's hear it from the stand. So come on, City, sing this song once more. We are the lads from Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day.
Thoughts to TJ Patterson and Baz as they say goodbye to their mama tomorrow, and we hope that all goes well from you. Lots of love, everybody from the Tilton Talk Show, and I'm sure everybody listening. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, just a quick comment from Gary Williams. Love a shout out, lads. Listening to you whilst on dialysis. Keep right on. Well, get well soon.
Get well soon, my good man. Get well soon, yeah, and all the very best.
Thanks for listening.
Not easy.
Hopefully we could be an hour and a half's worth of comfort for you.
Bless him. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Right, okay, well, start off at the head of the show as we always do, Chris, with the ladies getting beat 1-0 at Manchester City this weekend. Nothing to be ashamed of there, but a mistake that led to the goal.
Yeah, Man City have been on a really good run lately, beating Arsenal last week, who are top of the table, so they're in really good form, flying. We've still got players missing, important first team players, but unfortunately Hannah Hampton, who was in goal, young keeper, it's a mistake from her, unfortunately. It's probably the biggest game that she's played, and unfortunately we've lost 1-0 and the goal has come from her mistake, but credit to her that the goal came early on, and for the rest of the game she was very, very good, as were the team, to go to Man City and challenge them the way we did. We played our football, we played the way that we wanted to play. Lucy Staniforth hit the bar from a free kick, and Ellie Roebuck in the Man City goal has made 2 or 3 really good saves. We go up against one of the big teams in the division.
Probably the best team in the division. Yeah. Overall, with the facilities and everything.
Facilities wise, I think what they've got available to them, certainly, they're the club with the most going for them. I wouldn't say that they were the best, but again, we've gone there and shown what we're about. We've played the way we want to play. Unfortunately, we didn't come away with anything on the day, but the girls that are playing are very young still,
and learning,
and it'll stand them in good stead, and they are learning.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'll learn. Hannah will learn from that mistake. And again, we've gone there and done ourselves proud, done ourselves justice, and been unfortunate not to come away with something.
And that's all we can do. Just go, play your hearts out, give it everything you can for your badge, your club, your colours, and the fans. Yeah,
if we finish 4th this season, it's an incredible job. We've had Ellen White missing. Ellen White played the first game and has been missing ever since. Yeah. Rachel Williams has been out all season.
What was Ellen's injury?
Ellen's got a back injury. Rachel did her ACL at the back end of last season.
I can relate to that one as well.
So they've both been missing pretty much all season.
Right.
And they're big players. Marissa, who's been on this show, dislocated her shoulder. She's missed the last month or so. There's big players who are missing at the moment, but the girls who are coming in, the biggest credit that you can pay them is that they are creating chances as well, and we're still, I think we're still fourth in the table at the moment. Which behind, realistically, if you finish behind Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, and finish fourth, then you've done a really good job.
Absolutely.
With the resources we've got.
Yep, brilliant. Thanks for that, matey. And don't forget, also, you can get this on catch up tomorrow night on Switch Radio 107.5 FM, and of course DAB across Birmingham and parts
and
of
not
West Midlands.
107.
Not
105.7.
107.5.
105.7. Somebody reported the other night on Twitter. I know.
Sorry.
He's got the mics right tonight, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. We hope out there everybody can hear us.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What does Mr. Fun think of the Ladies World Cup draw with England's opening game versus Scotland from Jez McDonough?
Yeah, it's quite an exciting draw actually. We got Scotland, Japan, and Argentina. Argentina aren't the force in women's football that they are in men's football. I think they'll be the whipping team of the group, if you like. But Japan are a very, very good side, technically really excellent. And Scotland are the old enemy, obviously, and I think we beat them 6-0 in the Euros 2 years ago in a group stage game.
Yep.
I don't think it'll be 6-0 again this time. I don't think we're as good under Phil Neville as we were 2 years ago, and I think Scotland have improved. So I think you'll get a pretty tough game actually there against Scotland, and Japan will be looking at that. They fancy themselves to top the group, but because there's 24 teams in the World Cup, so the chances are we'll go through first, second, or third. Some third place teams will qualify for the next stage as well. So I think we'll certainly go through, but it's an interesting group. Definitely. It being held in France next year, so.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Adam Wilkes, back onto the Blues Ladies, was asking, was Anne-Catherine Berger injured or playing badly to lose a number one spot? What surprised me, I was surprised not to see her between the spots when I came down last home game.
Hannah's played the last two games, home games, and she's done very, very well. This is Man City away. It's one of the biggest games of the season. If Annie's not injured and she doesn't play that game, and this was quite a debate on Twitter on Sunday, suggests, we've been through this before with other players at Blues Women, suggests she could be off in the transfer window. That's a worry. I'm not gonna hide the fact it's a worry for fans when they see Anne on the bench and she's not playing. Now, if she's injured, tell us so that we're not worried. If she's not injured and you're playing Hannah Hampson at Man City away, Hannah's been brilliant the last two games, but we had Sophie Bagley as a keeper, and we sold Sophie because Anne was on number one. So when Anne is fit, Anne plays. That's been, those words have been said before by people at the club. If Anne's fit and plays, she's on number one, and then Man City away, and Hannah's in goal. So we shall see. We shall see what happens over the next month or so.
The sound effects in the background was actually Chris Brown opening a can of beer.
Stella Artois.
I mean, we can call it Christmas now. We're a couple of weeks away, so he's quite entitled to. Got to say welcome to. Yeah. Got to say welcome to Nicholas Wellsbury. He's my deaf friend. And H-E-L.
Do it again.
No,
It's been done once.
Yeah, you can't overdo things, can you, Chris? You know what I mean?
You got to be watching. You got to be noticing these things.
Steve Gill wants to know what you think of Phil Neville. Is he still not?
I'm really not sure. I think he had a headache, selection headache, that has been solved now because Jordan Nobbs, who plays for Arsenal, who for me is the best player England have, he's criminally underused her in her best position.
Right.
That selection headache's been solved because unfortunately she's done her ACL as well, so she will be out of next year's World Cup, which is a massive blow for England. But I'm not won over by Phil Neville. Some people think that we're playing the best football that they've seen England play. I've yet to see it, really, personally. I think we look shaky at the back I don't think he's picked. I think the selections that he's made, squad selections, are iffy. So yeah, I'm yet to be won over. But it's all about tournaments, isn't it? You know, when you realistically the squad England women have, they will qualify for tournaments. They will, because we've got a very good group of players. So qualifying for tournaments isn't the problem. It's what you do at the tournaments. So whatever he's done since up to now is almost irrelevant. It's what he does next June.
Same as the England
yeah,
Cup.
Yeah, possibly, very similar, yeah.
Right, Steve Portman, sorry we didn't win the Fans for Diversity Award, Blue Noses, hopefully next year. You've got nothing to be sorry for, my friend.
Massive
you did very,
congratulations.
very well. You did very well to get nominated.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a big, huge congratulations to everybody
Well
concerned.
done,
Well done, guys, and keep up that good work, because it is so vital and so important.
Yes.
Right, okay, on to the game on Saturday then, Chris. A bit lacklustre, a bit lacking in performance. They stifled the midfield once again. We can't cope with it. We don't have Hotter's pace there to break through, and we didn't get the rub of the green off the referee in the slightest.
We didn't get the rub of the green from the referee. I think normally if you listen to this show regularly, I don't really like having a pop at referees, because it's a difficult job for them. But this guy on Saturday he made a rod for his own back very early on. The shove on Collan in the corner, where he wasn't going to do anything to the player. He wasn't even going to speak to the player until it was made clear that actually Colin, that was a really dangerous shove. I think he did book the guy in the end, but I don't think he was going to until it was pretty evident that Colin was in trouble over in the corner.
Yeah.
And then the penalty issues, Magomas was disappointing in a sense, because you wanted him to have a shot. He got to the edge of the area, they'd let him come all the way, and then that one last touch, I think it was a little bit too heavy. But I think it's a difficult one, because if it's against you, if that happens against you, I think you almost say, that the player's looking for it, and therefore it probably shouldn't have been a penalty. But when it's your team, you say, well, if he has been fouled, even if he's looking for it, if he's been fouled, he's been fouled, and it's a penalty. I think that one was probably a penalty. I think the shove on Chai in the second half was definitely a penalty. That's manhandling. He was all over him.
Yeah.
So yeah, we didn't get the rub of the green, but did we deserve it based on the performance? Probably not, because I think it was the worst home performance of the season. There was. You're
going to get them though, Chris. You're not.
Yeah,
happen.
That's really important to get across, that we are not them across the road. We aren't Man City. These performances are going to come. Because the squad is threadbare. And
Thinbare.
I know, yeah,
that's a new word.
It was either thin or threadbare, and I thought I'd combine the two. Yeah, it's all right, isn't it?
It's a new word.
Yeah, but you're right. These performances are going to come, and the players that have been playing so well all season aren't going to play at that high level for the rest of the season. Otherwise, they'd be Premier League players. Yeah. So you are going to get these games. I didn't think Bristol City were much either. It felt like a little bit towards the back end of last season, when I think we played Millwall at home, and the game was just so dire and turgid. And then with about half an hour left, Millwall realised that we were there for the taking and made a few subs and went on to win it. It felt a little bit like that Bristol City were just waiting for us to do something, and then when they realised that we weren't going to do anything, they got the goal from the corner, which is disappointing again, conceding from a set piece. But even then, when it's only 1-0, and the one thing I would say about them is that when we conceded last season, it was game over.
Yep.
And this season it isn't, obviously. You know, they kept going. Djukovic hits the post. Probably should have had that penalty on Adams.
14 times this season we've done that.
Oh yeah, well yeah, it's
for the sake of 2 inches. You know what I mean?
For 2 set pieces, really. The game's based on 2 set pieces. Their header goes in, nestles in the near post. And Djukovic hits the post, unfortunately, like you say. So, but overall, I think a draw probably would have been a fair result. But you know, really, we didn't play well enough to get anything from it.
That's the longest you've talked.
I know, sorry.
Can I just quickly make an appeal that if you are sharing the stream, can you, to a page or a group, can you just make sure that it's not already on the page or group?
Because Facebook pick it up and they knock it off and they delete a lot.
Like it, yeah.
They delete a lot. So
Cheers. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
All right. But don't forget, all you got to do is share this to your personal Facebook page to be in a chance for next week's competition. We have a competition winner for this week, which we should be drawing a little bit later on in this show. And a realm of goodies just before Christmas would be wonderful for somebody, wouldn't it, Chris?
Yes, but apart from that, we did a few months ago do a Christmas competition where we got people to predict where we would be.
Have you been through that?
There's a lot.
Have you been through it?
Yes.
And
There's a
could
lot.
we announce it next week? Because it's the Christmas show next week.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you
Can I just confirm?
The people who've got it right.
Is there a lot?
I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Okay.
And there's going to be a lot of people.
A lot.
That have got the correct
Position.
prediction. So they're all going to go into a draw. They're going to win.
So there'll be a lot of people in the draw.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot.
I'm telling you now, a lot.
Oh yes.
I've never heard anything like it. Richard Jones, don't worry, I've passed your details on to Chris Brown here. We'll get a large hoodie on its way to you, my good friend. You won the money competition on my table the other week.
Oh, yeah.
A bit of fun. Just a bit of fun before Christmas, Chris.
Oh, good
Fun. We'll be having a little bit of fun next Christmas because I should be bringing
Christmas.
Next
We'll be having.
I wouldn't mind a little fun next Christmas. At least I can prepare for it. I've got a year to prepare in advance for next year's fun.
A lot.
Next week we'll be having a little bit of fun on the show next week, Chris, at your expense. Okay, that's all I can tell you.
Do you know what? It's just the par for the course for this show, isn't it?
I should be
having fun at my expense.
I should bring you some Christmas cheer in, and you've got to do a few certain things on the show next week. Almost like a Bush Tucker trial. Like a Bush Tucker trial. No, not quite.
Do you know that wretched man has been all over social media and the news, and all do you know, I watched the other Midlands derby on Friday night, the lesser Midlands derby on Friday night.
Beautiful double handball, I must say, right at the end.
Wonderful equaliser, but anyway, irrelevant. And since then, all I've heard is who B6 can go for in the summer. Who are B6 going to go for in January, to make sure that they go up this season. Oh, Gary Cahill from Chelsea, which keeper they're going to bring in, and how much money they've spent. And we can't spend a penny because of that man who won that competition in Australia. And he's all over the TV, and people are calling him a national treasure.
That's a strong word from you, Mr. Fun.
Very strong.
Look what he's done
I know,
to
but
us.
I'm just saying that's a strong word from you.
Couple of comments on the shout box which I've seen. We've got no strength in depth. Why have we got no strength in depth, Nick?
Because the EFL won't pull their fingers out
No.
and get something done about the punishment that we're due. And if
This
we're due
is the
some
punishment. We are being punished, but why are we being punished?
because
Harry Redknapp decided to spend 50 grand a week on 4 players who aren't even with us anymore.
Yeah.
So there's your strength in depth.
And you were glad
worried
to
about
report
Lee
it.
Camp. Worried about Lee Camp. Why are people worried about Lee Camp, Nick? Because we can't get another keeper in. We can't get any other keeper in who costs more than 10 grand a week, which is why we had to go for Lee Camp. Because of Harry Redknapp.
He's still not.
Everything is down to Harry Redknapp. Everything that's happening this season, everything you could throw at Blues, what's going wrong at Blues? Why have we've only got Omar Bogle to bring on off the bench? Why have we only got Omar Bogle to bring off the bench? Because he's the only person we can get who's under 10 grand a week, and that's because of Harry Redknapp.
And because Alex Song didn't turn up.
National treasure, my backside.
I haven't called him a national treasure. I haven't called him a national treasure.
Nor me.
I have been watching the programme. I must admit, it's been very funny.
I've been watching the programme.
That's for the
He
first
hasn't
time
been
ever.
funny.
The
How
programme-
can he be?
I said the programme had been
Okay.
I've
funny.
never seen it.
Fair
I
enough.
haven't seen one yet. Still not seen one single
Everybody,
program.
everybody loves him.
Yeah.
Isn't he great? Isn't he great? Oh yeah, he's great. Yeah, great. Let's have a look at our bench and tell me how great Harry Redknapp is. Oh,
Well,
cheers,
I-
Harry.
yeah,
Well
yeah,
done,
yeah.
Harry. Well
Yeah,
done.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
Let's just hope Harry's back and listening on the Switch Radio tomorrow, 107.5 FM and DAB. Oh, golly, that was a great rant from you. I love that one, mate.
If it wasn't for Harry, say
Wow.
Ray.
Oh.
Not me, not
Ray,
me.
Ray,
Say
Ray,
Well-
well said.
Yeah, I mean,
Alison
that's
Shilton,
a
are you on
if it
drugs,
weren't
Chris?
for Zola or Cottrell, we wouldn't have Monk. Are we sending them a Christmas card as well?
Martin Ward, I would still love Harry.
Yeah. Are you on drugs?
Are you on drugs, Martin
Alice.
Ward?
No, said Alice.
Oh. Why would you possibly still want Harry Redknapp throwing God knows what wages at people he'd never even seen?
Christopher Wallace, the board backed the manager. Paul Hipkiss, the board gave Harry the money. He was only trying to make us better, and he did.
He did. Harry Redknapp made us better by giving Stockdale and Endoy 50 grand a week. Harry Redknapp made us better by doing that, by bringing in Liam Walsh on the last day, who he played once and then had a fight with Stockdale. Harry Redknapp made us better by doing all that.
He nearly got a song.
Pete Taylor, don't slag him off. If it wasn't for him, and Doy wouldn't have blessed us with his performance in a blue shirt.
That's the only comment you can make. Hilarious comments, because everybody. I mean, what more can you say?
Has Mr. Fun been topped up by Fast Pay tonight? He's proper on one tonight.
I am on one. Do you know, and it's the first year I've actually watched the show after moving in with Emily, right? Because Emily watches it. So I've watched it for the first time. He had the nerve, he had the absolute gall to have a pop at footballers, average footballers who are earning 80 grand a week. He's paying them. He's the one doing it.
Paul Hipkiss, Harry signed Hotter, Dean and Colin. Oh, silence
Where's
is golden.
Yeah, but for what? At what cost?
Huh?
At what cost?
Again,
Look where we are.
But they're good players for us.
Yeah, so that's 3.
Dennis, someone
He's-
unplugged Mr. Fun.
How many did he sign? 14. He signed 14 that summer. There's 3 that have done okay. 3. The rest have contributed us to not having a penny to spend this season.
Roy Hayward, he signed our greatest player of the last 10 years, Check and Doy.
Why
Kevin-
are you reading that out?
Kevin French.
Why would you read that out?
Because I'm
Yeah. Why?
fishing.
Why?
And why did they give him the money and then sack him from Kevin French?
Because I saw what he spent the money on.
Mandy Irving, well said, Mr. Fun. Well done, mate.
Would you be happy? So you give a guy all your tons of money. The first time you spent tons of money in about 7 years,
Yeah.
and then you see Endoy lining up in the team,
Shut
and
up.
Liam
Mr.
Walsh,
Fun.
and then he buggers off back to Everton the week after. Oh yeah, I'd keep him on. Yeah, cheers for spending all that money wisely, Harry. National treasure, Harry. Anyway, sick of this. Sick of it.
You brought it up.
I know. I don't know why. It winds me up.
Let's blame Cam.
Steve Merry, keep him off the Red Bull.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Look, I must admit we've been in a bit of a mess since, yes. Not for the first time. Probably won't be the last time now in Birmingham City. But we've got a gaffer now who's stabilised the situation, and we seem to be...
But, do you know, and
with
I feel
30
so
points,
sorry
Chris.
for him.
We've got... yes.
Yeah, I feel so sorry
Yeah,
for him. Because what would he do if he had money? If he'd have had money this summer, we wouldn't be looking at that bench on Saturday. So when things clearly aren't going well, we wouldn't be looking at...
Live video interrupted.
It's come back on.
Okay.
It is,
Hopefully.
someone like Monk, the work he's done at this club, he deserves to, have the opportunity to go and spend some money, and actually have a squad that he feels he can work with, because he clearly doesn't. You got Bogle and Viv and Craig Gardner on the bench on Saturday. We're 1-0 down, and neither of them come on. None of them come on. What does that tell you?
Snickers.
I've seen that one.
What does that tell you?
Tells me that.
He's got 3 attacking players on the
glad I
bench.
come tonight.
3 attacking players on the bench, and he doesn't bring any of them
Oh
on.
dear.
So,
Rob Park, if you read what Harry said a few months back, some of the signings were not his choice.
so don't spend the money then. Don't recklessly throw the money away. If
Working
Ndoye,
on my levels all day.
if Ndoye isn't your choice, don't give him 45 grand a week to come and plod around the midfield when you've never seen him play. Because that's reckless, and that's putting a club in danger.
Steve Portman and Redknapp upset the dressing room more than Zola did.
If he did, he did. It wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't you only have to look at after that Burton game when he sold them all down the river and basically blame the players for getting Zola the sack. The incompetent idiot.
Anyway, Chris, you're a celebrity. Get yourself out of it.
Yeah. Oh, Christ.
Oh, I enjoyed that.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I like you to vent your right. It gets it out. Feel better.
So what?
You'll go home more harmonious. Chill out
Just
with your
got to me.
cocoa.
It's just got to me.
But we've
Yeah.
Pete Taylor, we almost signed Alex Song for more than likely an extortionate wage.
Yeah.
You seemed happy with that at the time, Mr. Fun.
I'm as guilty as everybody. I've said this before. I got completely carried away with the Redknapp
Yes, you
stuff.
have said it before, yeah.
Wilshere, Jack Wilshere, Jim White telling us on Sky Sports News on deadline day at 1 o'clock in the afternoon that Wilshere's signing. I was, jumping around my work office. What's going on? Jack Wilshere coming the Blues. I got as carried away as anybody. But when you look at the cold hard reality of what he did, actually, you're a joke, Harry Redknapp.
And a lot of people saying Pedersen is class. Won't go through all the names there, but
Pedersen is very good. Pedersen is a very good upgrade at left back than Jonathan Grounds was. Right? Is Christian Pedersen that good an upgrade that it was worth not being able to spend any money this summer? Or January?
we'll never know.
No, we won't. I think that's a
We
fair
won't,
comment.
yeah.
I don't think we will ever know. But that's an interesting question. I really like Pedersen. I think he's growing game by game. And I think he's getting better. He's settling into that position. And he's part of a back four that actually has been pretty good this season. But was he worth the sanctions that have been put on us?
As Paul Hipkiss just said, is it Monk's fault if we get done for signing?
It depends. That's impossible for us to say because we don't know what Monk was told.
No.
We don't know if Monk said, "Are you sure we can do this?" And the board has said, "Yeah, it'll be fine." Or we don't know what went on. If Redknapp's to be believed, who knows if Monk even wanted him? If it was Monk's signing or if the board just gave it him as a present, I don't know. I don't know. But the reality is, and this is the frustration is that we have done so well this season. Like you say, you've got 30 points to this point.
Absolutely.
And any other team in this division, in our position, would be saying, okay, we'll see where we are at the start of January. We'll see what we can do in January and see if we can have a push for the second half of the season. Everybody else in the league can do that, and we can't. And that's the frustration.
But that's surely down to the EFL, their feet.
No, because if we've broke the EFL have sanctioned us for signing Pedersen. That's not the EFL's fault. If the EFL are going to do that, then that's up to them. We've broke the regulations. We've broke the rules. And if that's the EFL punishment, then that's the EFL punishment.
Right, but having said that, Alan Minnitt just said it wasn't the Pedersen signing that stopped us buying players. We were already under the embargo.
I don't know if we were. I don't know if we were because the Pedersen signing was what all the other clubs complained about. Which is where we were in the situation where we had to beg the EFL to bring 5 other players in under 10 grand a week each, and that's the reality. And now we've got one. I think we can bring one more in, and we're still stuck with the Stockdales of this world.
Unless, of course,
Yeah, but I don't know if that makes any difference to what we can actually bring in January. Say someone comes in for Stockdale. Okay, we've got him off the wage bill. But does that mean we can get someone else in? I don't know. So if we can only bring one other player in, everybody else in January moves ahead of us, and that's the disappointing thing. That's the frustrating thing. That's what I feel sorry for. I feel sorry for the players, and I feel sorry for Monk because these players come March and April. We said it at the start of the season. They're doing amazingly well, and to keep going and going and going every week with pretty much the same 11 is an unbelievable effort. At some point, it's really gonna hit these players. Yeah, and it might be the start of next season, which is the worry. You hope they have a really good pre-season because the effort that they'll have put in this season. If they don't have if we have a busy pre-season and they have to go again at the start of next season, that's when you could start seeing it. But we shall see.
But heads don't go down there.
No, and
almost like Harley Dean
yeah.
was tweeting, "We'll go again. We'll go again. We'll go again."
But that's all. That's all you can do. There's no point dwelling on the poor performance on Saturday because this is the championship and you've got 5 games and before the end of the month now. So you've got these 2 away games coming up, Blackburn and Wigan, and I think it's Stoke at home, Brentford at home, and Sheffield Wednesday away. So you can't. There's no point dwelling on it. You haven't got time in this division to sit, assess what went wrong, put it right on the training ground, and go and play your next game.
Roy Cornish, evening. Chris and Nick just got in from having a few beers, and I'm still in Lanzarote. Keep right on. Enjoy your holiday. We're all thoroughly jealous of you.
Git.
Git. Yeah. Right. Okay. Oh, that was a bit lively, wasn't it? Daniel O'Sullivan, we were bottom this time last season on 17 points. If hands weren't tied and a couple of signings improved bench options, so it's there. Isn't it?
But that's it. That's the if that's so frustrating. If our hands weren't tied, if we could make a couple of signings in January, if we could improve the squad, and we're not allowed to do that because we signed Pedersen for £2 million. Meanwhile, them up the road who have made 40 million losses over the last 2 years. God knows what their last loss would have been last year, paying John Terry for a year. I bet they made another big loss last year. But they're everybody's sticking 2 fingers up to the FFP rules because of what is on offer. So them across the expressway know that if they don't go up this year, that's their 3 years.
Yep.
That's their 3 years, and they should be hit with exactly the same as we have, if not worse.
Will they be?
Because if they go that's the question. That's where you really can start attacking the EFL. Because if these clubs aren't hit with what we're hit with, then that's when you can really start going at these clubs, the EFL, because it's outrageous. Because for them to be even talking about Gary Cahill and another keeper and so and so, then it's honestly it's ridiculous.
Alan Minnett says the EFL do not know what to do because there are bigger clubs who do not go up will be in a worse situation than us, and they are panicking.
They are. I genuinely do think they are panicking.
So can you see a breakaway league coming then?
When you see the amount of penalties that B6 are getting this season.
You mean Grealish?
And you think to yourself, what happens? What the stuff the EFL are going to have to throw at Villa next season if they don't go up? And you see the amount of penalties they're getting, and the treatment of Grealish, and the national media coverage of how Villa belong in the Premier League. It's ridiculous. Maybe it might.
In terms of side of their setup and their stadium, they probably do.
I'm being completely irrational and massively biased, but you have to question it. The penalty they got against us, and they have the nerve to moan about how they're hard done by, and there's no justice in the world with Rodriguez's goal on Friday night. But but the point I can't remember who you said made the point about the EFL are panicking. I genuinely think they are.
I'll admit it, I think.
And I think which is probably why they're taking so long to decide what they're going to do with us, because whatever they do with us, they are going to have to absolutely treble it with them across the road if they don't go up. Because the lack of respect that they've shown for FFP regulations in this division is beyond belief.
As somebody's pointed out, though, won't they just sell Grealish?
But they could sell whoever they want. Mm-hmm. But you've broke these rules.
Yeah.
We spent £2 million on a left back when we knew we shouldn't have done. Mm-hmm. Right? That's the reality. That's why we're under all these sanctions. If they will know their position on FFP. They made 40 million losses over 16. I think May is their year end. I think I had a look at it the other day. May is their year end. In over 16 and 17, they made 40 million losses. Now, I think is it 36 over 3 million? No way on God's earth did they make a £4 million profit last year, having to pay John Terry's wages for a year. Not in a million years did they make a £4 million profit last year. So they'll have broke the rules. They know they'll have broke the rules. And if they go and spend money this January, they are sticking 2 fingers up to the EFL's rules.
Starling says B6 have apparently paid off all their debts.
It's not about debts. It's about profit.
Right,
It's profit and sustainability, isn't it? So it's the £36 million over 3 years. You can't lose £36 million over 3 years. They've lost 40 million over 16, 17. I swear they'll have made a loss May 18 as well.
Another one here from Reece Johnson. Come on, Sky are helping them up the road with all their coverage.
That's the point. That's another point. How many times are Leeds and Sheffield United and them on the TV? You know, and you just have to. I don't know, mate. I'm almost certainly being completely irrational and thinking way too much into it. But you know, you have to question it. How much money will they be getting for being on the box every other week? I think Sheffield United are on the box 5 times in December. What? Where's what?
Craig Courtney, will Mr. Fun please stop paying the V word? It's a disgrace and later to listen.
Sorry, yeah.
I
will stop.
And Graham is that Skilton? Yeah, Graham Skilton. Sorry, I'm late. I was stuffing my face. Keep right on. You well forgiven, mate. You got to eat. Paul Gill, they haven't broken the rule until 1st of March 2019, which is their 3rd year accounts under the FL rules. Craig says, who cares about them? It's not about caring about them, Craig. It's about talking about the situation that we're in.
Look what we yeah, exactly. Look what we've been put under. You know, so you're right. In reality, it could be anybody. You know, Middlesbrough could have done it. And I'd be. It's not just because it's them. You know, it's not an obsession thing with them. Any club that has just completely flaunting the rules on that absolute hope that you go up, so it doesn't matter, because that's all it is. You know, and there's so many teams doing it. Only 3 teams can go up in a season.
Very important point here is from Sam Shah. The only person who has ruined us is Carson the Thief Young, allegedly.
I haven't heard that name for so long.
Shivers come over.
Andy right, sorry, I missed that one. Andy Cameron, it's all Camp's fault.
Yeah,
I suppose we've got to blame him sometime, haven't we? Right. Have we got the crossword, the competition, mate?
Yes.
Yeah.
Give us 5 minutes.
5 minutes. 5 minutes for competition time. And don't forget, all you've got to do is share this on your personal Facebook page to be in for a chance of next week's competition. And you can catch us up tomorrow on Switch Radio 107.5 FM and DAB across Birmingham and the Greater West Midlands.
Indeed.
Christmas in a couple of weeks, mate.
Yeah, I believe that is factually correct.
It is factually correct. It's 2 weeks tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
2 weeks to my birthday.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
The baby Jesus.
Oh, have I mentioned that it's my birthday before?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yeah.
Have I? Right.
Yep. Yeah. He'll be watching.
I do my best to turn water into wine, though, I must admit. I mean, it is a hobby of mine. Yeah. Steve Portman, going back to it, 43 million over last season with some
83 million. So if their losses are estimated to be 40 million, then they know what's going on. They know the trouble that they'll be in, but they don't care, because the promise of getting to that Premier League means much more to them than any panic about what the EFL are going to do to them.
And don't forget this.
Well, they change the rules every month apparently, so you know. But let's see what they do to it. I almost kind of start thinking to myself, give us a 10-point penalty. Get to March, and we're hopefully comfortable in mid-table, right? Give us a 10-point penalty, because we won't go down, and then you've got that precedent. Why?
But then that sets a precedent for everybody else, doesn't it? Yeah.
If we're 10th or 11th, right, and we're 16 points ahead of the drop zone, right, come March, give us that 10-point penalty that you've been threatening, because we'll stay up, and then you've got a precedent for everybody else to be hit with that.
Yeah.
So
Steve
if
Murray,
that's what you want to do, go over it.
Steve Murray, not just B6, but Derby as well. They must be panicking.
Derby,
There must be a few
Middlesbrough,
there.
Sheffield Wednesday. How long have these clubs been in this division? Spending bucket loads, tons more than we do. Do you know what I mean? So it's a frustration that we've been hit with this. You know, when everybody else is sticking two fingers up to the EFL and their FFP regulations.
I'll let him, mate.
They are because they can't do anything about it apparently. But certainly in them, you know, I only think of them because it's the easiest one to look at from our perspective. Yeah, well, they were the ones, and then I think Bournemouth got fined, didn't they, as well? But I think that was, there was other things going into the Bournemouth one. But yeah, QPR have been in trouble as well. But QPR were in trouble, and they managed to go and sign Tom Ahmed and another loan player on the last day of the window. Nottingham Forest. How much money have they thrown this summer? They've been in this division for a long time.
Michael Quinlan's asking what if we're sitting in the play.
Come March, if we're say we're start of March, we're in the playoffs. Give us the penalty. Give us the penalty because we're not gonna. I don't think we'll hold on. I genuinely don't. We can't compete with everybody else this January. Everybody else is going to go and loan whoever off-cast from the Premier League that they want to because they're allowed to.
Those players have to fit in and have to work, though.
But there's more chance of that happening than Hutter getting injured or Magoma getting injured and Viv having to come in. No disrespect to Viv, right? But you can get West Ham's loan player or bring Viv in. Which one would you rather do? You know?
Steve Portman saying we won't get a deduction until the FL know our league position. If it affects us, we'll start with a negative points next season. Negative points next season. Would you take that?
For how long?
No, give us it this season.
Yeah.
Give us it now. If you're going to punish us. Don't faff about worrying what you're going to do. Actually stand up for your own rules. You know, you make these regulations. FFP is there for a reason. Whatever the reason is, which is basically Real Madrid and Barcelona and Man United crying that Man City and PSG have got a whole nation's worth of money behind them, which is the whole reason FFP came into play. Which is amazing how Bayern Munich, their German newspaper, are the ones who keep releasing these stories about Man City breaking the rules. When it's Bayern Munich can't really have nowhere near the spending power Man City have, and it's Bayern Munich's newspaper that keeps releasing all these things. So so that's the reason FFP comes in, and it's Blues who get hit.
It's always got to be. Come on,
£2 million on a left back from the German second division, and because of that, we can't sign anybody over 10 grand a week, and everybody else goes, oh yeah, you naughty Blues. Anyway, should we go and get Gary Cahill on 100 grand a week, even though we're going to break it next year?
19 teams apparently have broken FFP.
Who else is banned from signing people this January?
QPR, aren't they?
Are they? Because they sign people on the last day of the window.
They
can't bring anyone in this January.
They can't buy this January, no.
Right. Okay, so us and QPR. 2 out of 19.
2 out of 19, so there's 17 left.
What happens to those other 17 teams?
It's down to you people out there now to get on Twitter and absolutely barrage the EFL. And, can we do anything about it? Can Fan Power do anything about it? Probably
I don't think so.
Probably not, but we can highlight the cause. That's about all we can.
We could just rant. I can just rant about it for half an hour on this show.
You are the expert. Steve Gill, I can't wait to see what the FL do. To Leeds, Forest, Sheffield Wednesday, Middlesbrough.
Leeds?
So many teams you have to give a points deduction. It could be half. Well, it's over half a league getting a points deduction, isn't it? Really.
We've got a real chance next season
We could get
because
promoted
everybody
this
else
season.
will be 13 points ahead of everybody on day one.
What a mess, though, really. I mean, when you think about it, really, the reality of it, what a complete and utter mess.
That's the that is what's so annoying. It is a mess.
If it's a mess for everybody, we've got a nice level.
Yeah,
playing field.
exactly. Brilliant. If it's a mess for everybody,
It's a level
and next season or the season after, 12 teams start on minus 10 points, then maybe people will stop throwing £100,000 a week in the Championship, because we had this discussion not long ago about the Super League, European Super League breakaway. If Man City and the top 6 in the Premier League decided to go to a European Super League, what a Championship club's going to do then? When they've been giving £100,000 a week to players, and all of a sudden there's no money in English football. What are they going to do then? That's clubs folding then.
Sam Shire, how does a club like Fulham spend 100+ million in one window and not have anything said to them?
Because they've got Premier League money.
And Daniel O'Sullivan, Bolton continue to get away with not paying wages yet. No
Bolton,
sanctions.
thank you. I thought I heard that today, and I said to myself, I need to mention that tonight. Yeah. Bolton can't pay their players' wages. What is going on? What?
Yeah.
And we're the ones who can't sign people.
Yeah. How are they
Well, they are charging £36 for away tickets again.
Well, that's probably why, because they need the money to pay their players. I think someone have a look into it. I'm sure they bought like 9 or 10 players in this summer as well.
Alan Minute, if you remember, Sheffield Wednesday were under an embargo, but all of a sudden that disappeared.
Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday. Well, I think that was one transfer window. Yeah, but we were told who we could and couldn't sign this in the summer. And now we're being told who we can and can't sign this January. So that's 2 transfer windows now where we've been told you can't sign anybody for any money, and you can only pay people a minimum of £10,000 a week each, or whatever it was.
All for £2 million.
All for signing a left back from £2 million.
So many comments coming in, Chris. I want to get through as many as I can. Craig Courtney, I wonder why these clubs who wanted the book thrown at us have gone quiet. It's squeaky bum time for them. And Calvin Hembrough, getting to the Premiership is the only way out of this financial mess. Simple as that. We have been picked upon, though through a relatively well-known club that is small enough to pick up on. I know what he's saying there.
Yeah.
The main thing is
he's right as well.
Yeah.
The only way to make yourself better is get into the Premier League.
Yeah.
Or stop spending stupid money in the Championship.
That won't happen, though, will it? Because of player
demands. Don't worry about player demands. It won't happen because you get £160 million by getting to the Premier League. So if you think you've got any sniff of getting to the Premier League, you will spend whatever it takes to get to the Premier League.
A good comment here
but then if you don't get there,
it's a Russian roulette type thing, isn't
it? Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
I'll pull that trigger
if
it means I get 150 million.
Yeah. If I don't kill somebody, I'm staying
with
them,
good comment here from Roy Cornish. It's a good job we got the monkeys holding them together. We've got some great young kids coming through. Let's keep them playing. Keep right on. Wow. These comments tonight, there are just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Yeah, go on, Mrs.
Congratulations, Steve Job. He's our TV rights winner this week.
Dun, 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 dun.
I enjoyed that comment.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Can I just say I did not consent to my picture being used?
It was in the public domain.
Off my private profile.
Can I just say, right, when I looked at it the other night, and I looked at it and I thought, oh, Mr. Fun's growing some hair. And then I looked at it again. I thought, oh my God, it really is him as well. I didn't realise it was you.
Oh yeah,
I never knew you could have so much fun in one night.
They were dark days. They were when fun was the name of the game, and I really enjoyed myself back in those days.
Some classic Christmas gems coming up as well.
How old would you have been then?
26.
yeah. Last week it was. I would say 16, 17. I'd a guess.
Really?
16 or 17.
Didn't change much.
No. Kept my youthful looks.
What happened?
As I said, you ain't changed much.
Chris Horton. Morrison's contract, question mark.
Yes.
We can't even give our captain a new contract. I mean, how unjust is this system? Our current captain his contract is up. We want to renew it, and we're not allowed. Honest.
I can have a rant.
Go on.
Please, by all means. I'm
It's the
only
week
one-
of the rant.
I'll
The
be only one
Birmingham
not to have
Mail.
done so far.
The Birmingham Mail. Okay.
Apparently, Blues Farms. They're not happy. They're not happy.
Happy.
They're not happy
With
about
Harry.
about the West Ham.
Azza.
About the West Ham future.
West Ham.
They're not happy at all.
Are they not?
Fuming apparently.
There
Oh.
are out of all those fixtures, there
Yeah.
are only 3 left that are currently being played on Saturday at 3:00 in the afternoon. They've moved every
Okay,
single
yeah.
one for international
International
abroad.
overseas
But
fix.
the only thing
Overseas
is, they
television.
can't
yeah.
find any
Overseas
fans that are
broadcast.
fuming and not happy.
Okay.
You can't find any fans that are not happy.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be
Their
happy.
headline.
They're not-
So their
yeah,
headline
that's
is
their
that
headline.
Blues fans are fuming and
They're fuming,
unhappy.
yeah, they're not
Yet
happy,
they
yeah.
can't find
Ruined.
any.
The apparently
Yeah.
the headline was ruined.
Ruined.
Ruined, yeah. Ruined their day.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That's some strong stuff.
What a load of tosh.
Yes.
Isn't it?
It is. It is. Yeah.
Okay, whilst it's an
a day
annoyance,
out. It's a day
yeah.
out.
Isn't
If it was 8:30 in the morning, people would be going, I don't
Yeah,
care.
I
I'm
know.
all day drinking.
isn't the Moors potential Moors Arsenal game the 5:30 as well?
Right, okay.
So
Great.
say ours is a 12:30 kickoff.
Yeah.
We win 2-0. We take our celebration. We say the Moors swap it to the Emirates,
Exactly, yeah.
and we take our celebration
Ooh.
up north. Get on the tube up north
Yeah.
to the Emirates
Yeah.
and join the Solihull lot
20
as
minutes
well.
away, yeah.
What a weekend that would be.
No, because we're fuming.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we're up
We
in
won't be
arms.
Yes.
We
Yes.
won't be happy.
And
We
it's
won't be
ruined.
Destroyed our Christmas, it has.
happy. Yeah, that only leaves 6 hours of drinking
Yeah.
after the game. Fuming.
Dark days indeed.
Well done, Birmingham Mail.
Yeah.
Sold at least another 3 copies.
Dennis says the Moors are on...
Steady. Brian will be upset with you. He won't come in.
Yeah, Dennis says the Moors are on TV if they get through.
They're on TV for the replay
Yeah.
and if they get through as well,
Yeah.
yeah. In fact, I think it's the replay's not this week, is it? Is it next week? Next week, I think the
yes,
replay
next week,
is.
I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
next week, yeah. Yeah.
Mark Andrew Adams.
Paul Gill,
it's
yes, it
Rudy's
is,
there,
Chris.
was
Straight home on the coach to the Moors from Birmingham Airport.
So yeah, you get out the West Ham ground at 2:30, get to Euston, train back to New Street. Could you get to Solihull for 5:30
Easy.
Yeah.
in 3 hours? Easy.
You could walk it.
Easy.
Well,
Yeah. Easy though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Easy. I have a drink on the way.
Oh yeah.
Mark Adams says it's ruined my day at West Ham already with a
Yeah,
little
sorry,
laughing
Mark.
smiley face. Sorry about that, Mark. Yeah.
sorry,
Maureen Minute, well, let's ruin Spam Day then. Mark Adams is going to maraud around Coventry now. And Kevin French, it's a V-rag anyway.
Well,
Yeah, probably.
that's the opinion of quite a few people.
Yeah.
There was some guy on Radio Wum as I was on the way here today, right? He was a B6 fan.
I was listening to
And he
that.
was
I
ranting
heard-
on about how biased they are against them. Oh my God, what absolute
Really?
tosh and dribble. This is going to go
I
out all
heard
over Birmingham
in
tomorrow
an
night.
hour,
can't
I heard
wait.
2 Blues supporters, and they were pointless callers.
All right. We were lucky to.
Yeah.
so
And then
fuming, I'm having
the
another
guy
bit.
was the not Paul Frank, whoever the other guy is with Paul Frank.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
He was.
Rigo, was it?
Is it Rigo
It
or
was.
Smith?
Yeah. It was. Yeah. So, and he was telling us how. Grealish is as good a player as Harvey Barnes, apparently, and
Really?
this, that, and
Okay.
the other. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think there's somebody's on.
Yes, based on Friday night. If he thinks Grealish can lace Harvey Barnes' boots, he's got another thing coming.
Birmingham Mail.
Craig Courtney, perhaps Mr. Fun, could parachute into the Moors game.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
I'll
from
do me
13,000 feet.
skydive. I'll do me skydive onto the centre circle of the Moors.
With that wig on.
Yeah, in my Indian outfit
Yeah.
with a can of Stella in my hand.
Craig Courtney, you could be on tour with it. You really could.
You're welcome,
Really
Craig. You see some more money offers coming through in a bit.
Yeah. Competition time.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Thank you.
Got carried away.
With your
I'll tell you
Birmingham
what,
Mail
can I-
rant.
I've never picked it before.
Have you never
Go
done
on.
it?
No,
Pick
it's nearly
it.
Christmas. Can
No,
I
do
it?
it in front of camera though. So
Yeah. We don't want any
Because the last thing you want
questionable
is Chris Brown
people.
coming out,
Yeah.
do we?
Hope it's a relative. Hope it's a relative. Hope it's a relative.
You're as corrupt as the EFL.
Get lost.
The second name is Brown,
Oh,
but it's
come
not.
on.
It's not spelled the same. Roy Brown without the E.
Roy Chubby Brown.
Roy Brown.
Which winner? Roy Brown without the E.
Without the E.
Because mine has got an E in it.
So why has yours got an E?
Because of posh, obviously.
Brownie.
Yeah, posh.
So, what would
It's
that
an
be?
Irish-
They're
I
a
think
French,
it's
Irish,
Irish, yeah.
Gaelic thing, yeah.
Yeah. Hang on, let's see if anybody can see that.
Richard Fry, when do the West Ham tickets go on sale? I don't know, Richard. Keep your eye on the
I don't know,
website.
but they're 15 quid each. So they are going
This
to
is
go
banging, isn't
like
We are so
hot
annoyed
cakes.
that they're £15.
up in arms.
We're up in arms. We're not happy. Oh, sorry.
Won't be happy if when they release them and say due to Metropolitan Police advice they're only giving us 3,000.
Well, that's
Well,
definitely a red card.
see a reduction happening, to be honest with you.
I hope not.
I
I
can see
really
it.
hope not.
A reduction.
Again, I would give the Metropolitan Police and West Ham the same advice as I give the EFL. Just man up, and take whatever comes. If there's 9,000 Blues fans come in, do your job and stop any trouble. Don't spoil it, because then we will be up in arms, and the Birmingham Mail can justifiably write another piece about how the day's been ruined because there's only 3,000 Blues fans.
I can see it happening.
Yeah.
Can you see it happening?
Yeah.
Come on, can you see it happening?
Like I say, I hope not.
Two and a half.
I really don't know. It's the FA Cup. You know, the whole point of this, if you stop allowing people to go, then the FA Cup's going to die. You're going to have, this is an opportunity for an FA Cup tie on overseas television broadcast to have 60,000 people at the ground.
Oh, you won't get 60,000 people. Oh, it won't.
I'll be surprised.
I'll be surprised if it gets 35, 40.
No.
I will.
No.
Yeah, I will.
More.
What,
more
West Ham
West Ham
won't
fans
be
will
that-
go if they know 9,000 Blues fans are going.
And we've got a bit of history with them, haven't we?
Yeah.
The Gold, Sullivan,
Just a few,
Brady.
really.
The
Brady,
Carling
just
Cup-
had to mention.
The Carling Cup semi-final.
Carling Cup semi-final. Alan Housello from New York City, keep right on. And Leonard
Where
Edgerton.
in New York are you, Alan?
Whereabouts in New York are you, Alan? Can you please let us know? And Leonard Edgerton earlier from
Two
Queensland.
fans in New York now.
Two fans in
We've
New
got
York.
Dale as well,
Oh
Dale.
yes, of course. Yeah.
Dale.
Alison, blimey, Chris, you're definitely in a safe box tonight. Step down. No.
No,
Get him a bigger
do you know
one.
what?
Get him a bigger
Everybody's
one.
getting it. Nobody messed with me for the next half hour.
Dolly Duster shared. Great show, guys. Keep right on. You keep listening, Dolly. Nice one. Thanks for joining in with us here
Hello,
on the Tilton
Dolly.
Talk Show every single Monday night, 7:30 through till 9, and of course on Switch Radio 107.5 FM and DAB tomorrow night 8 o'clock until it finishes, because we do a slightly shortened version for them tomorrow, don't we? For those guys.
It's
tomorrow?
only about a couple of minutes.
Only a
Because
couple of
what I do is, you see, I take out all your mistakes.
Yeah. So it's only a couple of minutes.
15 minutes, yeah.
Yes, that's about 15 minutes, yeah.
Do you leave all Chris's in there just to make me sound good?
Take out Nick's mistakes and my rants,
Yeah,
and they
that's
they fit it in just before the news
get
in that
adverts,
2 minute
that's it.
slot. Yeah.
Alan Millett says, rumour has it that the police are not getting involved and are leaving it to the two clubs.
Right, come on
which
then,
is,
be sensible then, clubs. Do it for the fans. You want the FA Cup? You want it to be a competition that's taken seriously? Then
Yeah.
do the right thing.
I agree. Right.
Otherwise, next year, whoever we draw, boycott it. Don't go at all.
If that crowd
Then we'll
is
be
over
annoyed.
40,000, I'll be shocked. I really will.
If what, sorry?
If that crowd is over 40k for that 12:30 kick-off, I'll be shocked. I really will.
Prepare to
12:30
be
kickoff.
shocked. Prepare
Yeah.
to be shocked.
In fact, I'll donate to charity.
Oh,
There you go.
okay.
If it's over 40k.
We'll have a £10 charity bet then.
Okay, then,
if we
£10
get
charity bet.
9,000 plus,
Well, I'm talking about the overall gate.
I am making the stipulations for the charity bet.
So you're making the rules for my competition.
Yes, that's right. That's how it works. If we get 8,000, okay, we'll go
you're
8,000.
coming down a bit now.
If we get 8,000 plus
Should I
tickets,
drop it a bit more?
no.
No?
If we get 8,000 plus tickets,
Yeah.
and that crowd is not above 40,000, I'll pay £10 to charity. And if it is under 40,000, then you have to pay.
If it's
Paul
o-
Gill's
if
going
it's- I'll tell you what.
43,000 and Blues to win 0-1, Chris Brown.
43,000 will do.
And Maureen Minute says we could take 20,099. Martin Ward, any news on the Monk coming on the show, lads? What's the latest from that from our
We are still waiting. We're still in negotiations.
people are still talking to
We
their
are,
people.
yeah. It will happen. I can promise you, it will happen. But we just
Okay,
don't know
but it's obviously quite a busy time of the year for them, I suppose.
Yeah,
So
of
we've just got to
course.
hang in there, guys. Calvin Hembrough, we all know the Golden Sullivan and money grabbers. They won't care about trouble. They'll just want the money.
Well
Why
said.
Are you nodding? Why are you
No,
nodding?
because I made that point last week. They'll do anything for money, won't they? If
Dennis
it's
says
up to them, they'll give us 15,000 because they
Yeah.
know they'll sell them.
Of course, I will, yeah.
Gary Fletcher, League Camp to score 45,000 in attendance, and if Mr. Fun goes home now, Dennis will donate 100 quid.
They will not.
That's
be-
rude,
They
that
will
is.
not be 60,000.
That's rude,
people
that
there,
is.
so,
That's
yeah.
pretty awful, isn't it?
It's rude. It's naughty.
I might not bring him a Christmas card next week.
No, I wouldn't.
Mandy Irvin says Chris, for some reason, is making sense tonight. You know why he's making
That's
sense? It's 'cause
also
I-
Which one?
rude.
Because I went
Not
no,
talking about me.
because I
Not
went
talking
fishing
about
with
me.
him earlier, right? I reeled him in,
Rude.
and he is
Mandy.
absolutely on fire tonight, mate. That is absolutely the truth.
It's not fair, Mandy. That's rude.
And as we said before, as Steve says, the police don't dictate ticket allocation.
Well,
Well,
but-
that's been told us here by West
But
Midlands.
Yeah.
that's West
hasn't it?
Midlands.
So, but I don't know whether the Met do or they don't.
Yeah.
So I dare say they'll have some influence on it. Obviously, they won't.
Especially, my only concern is with the trouble that's gone on at the Olympic
Yeah.
Stadium since they've moved in there. They've had a lot of trouble with fans getting on the pitch and people getting to areas where they shouldn't be getting to. So, but just do it properly.
And you know what? Design a football stadium to be a football stadium.
Why would you
Don't
Why would you
design
do that?
An Olympic stadium.
Why would you do
to
that?
become a football
No,
stadium?
but why would you
Common
do
sense,
that,
Chris.
Why would you do that
Common
when you
sense.
can make me, you, and Chris pay for it, and you can move in for £10 million, and we'll pay for the upkeep? Why on earth would you? Why would you build your own football stadium?
I'll go back to this comment from Calvin Hembrough. We all know Golden Sullivan are money grabbers. They won't get into
Exactly.
trouble.
That's the point. Why would you build your own football stadium when you can move into a 65,000 seater and we'll pay for it for you? That's who cares? Who cares what the ramifications are? If you could do that,
Dennis wants to get Mrs. Fun on now, and she can, so we can see if she's as loud as you are. And Mike Prince.
she
is
said
that,
she'll come on.
yeah, I know. Bring her in. Is that true that it's £10 a ticket for the London Stadium? No, it's 15.
15, I think.
£15 at the London Stadium.
Which is also £15 for Sheffield Wednesday away on New Year's
is.
Day.
Which is
It is,
fantastic.
yeah.
Which, considering that's normally 40 quid,
Yeah.
Yeah.
is quite impressive. Obviously, they're concerned that not many Blues fans are going to make that trip on New Year's Day.
No, they're probably right.
Well, they're probably right at 15 quid, never mind 40 quid. So.
Yeah, unfortunately. But even if there's like 300 or 400, they'll still make a noise.
Absolutely.
Steve Jobb, who is our television presenter of the week, if we got one transfer in the January window, which area of the team does it need to be?
Central midfield.
Central midfield, definitely.
Central midfield.
Can you elaborate any more than that, or just
No,
central midfield?
Central midfield.
So we're going to get one shot at the cherry.
Gary Gardner's done well. Keithton Bell's very good at what he does. David Davis might be hopefully coming back at some point in February, but we're still incredibly light there. So central midfield.
Definitely.
Bum. Right. Okay. They didn't pay for the stadium goal. Well, we know that. We all
Yeah.
know that. Yeah.
We paid for it.
Does Mrs. Fun know more about football than Mr. Fun?
Who said that?
This
is
Paul
fun.
Hipkiss.
This is This is fun. Yeah, probably. This is outrageous. And probably, yeah.
She just go to the games. She go to the women's games.
She comes to the women's games. She came on Saturday as well.
All right.
So she's never coming again. But she came on Saturday, and we took my 2-year-old nephew. It was his first game. Yep.
Mike Prince, someone central midfield to keep up the pace with Hotter
Central midfield.
Mags.
Yeah, central midfield. I can't elaborate anymore. Central.
Here's a good one. Odds on Villa being Arsenal making Gary.
Oh, that'll happen. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We've got him on a
Yeah,
season
it'd just
long
be
loan, haven't we?
spiteful.
We've got him on a season long loan.
I think
haven't
so.
we? Right.
Yeah.
It'd just be out of spite.
Yeah.
So if they want to do it, fine. But we'll remember it when they come to our place on the 10th of March.
We'll
whatever it is.
remember you. We'll remember.
I'll remember you.
Oh, I should have a cackle there,
Who was
shouldn't
that? Was that Slim Whitman?
Frank Whitefield.
Oh, it was Frank.
Was Frank
Whitefield,
Whitefield,
Yeah.
5,
A
66.
few kisses ago. Yep.
You're the one
Yes.
who made my dreams come true. Yes, you do. Didn't you know? But I don't remember it.
Any more news on the Tilton Talk album that we were going to create?
No.
Oh gosh, yeah. It's all sorted.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Album
already
covers done.
Yeah.
List of songs.
Superb.
Yeah.
All sorted.
And
yeah.
whilst we're on that one,
Stand-ins.
Bum-ba-da-bum.
All sorted.
Did you see the fireman on GMTV last week? Was it GMTV still? Or what
Was
they
it
call
this morning?
This morning, last
Yeah.
week, yeah.
And
This
they were on
morning.
Sky News as
Yeah,
well. Yeah.
yeah.
So they're
But who had him first?
about. Yeah, I
The
believe
Tilton
it was the
Talk
Tilton
Show
Talk
were
Show.
first again.
Yeah.
And I bet we didn't get a mention.
Probably not.
Well,
It's a bit of a letdown, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go.
just give us the details again, Chris, if you would.
Yeah, so it's the Fire Tones released
Two
a
words.
yes charity single. Do They Know It's Christmas? The Band-Aid song. All proceeds are being split equally between the Band-Aid Trust and the Firefighters Charity. It's available on Amazon, Spotify, plenty of other places now. It's been released, the video's out and everything. But if you buy the CD, it's $3.99, I think I paid,
Yeah,
and it's worth 150 credits towards the charts. If you buy the MP3, it's 99p, but you only get 1 credit towards the charts. So if you want it, obviously we had Mick on, who's a blues fan, firefighter from Erdington. So
Good bloke, Mick Totty.
yeah, not bad. So brilliant charity to contribute towards and get behind. They're hoping to do as well as they can in the charts
And
for
somebody's
Christmas
told me
number
to
one.
Somebody's told me to stop singing, so I should
And
carry on.
anything.
You know, you can't have any fun in this business. In this
anything to
line of
stop
work.
X Factor getting there as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Who won X Factor
Probably
this year?
Who knows? Who cares? Does
Who
anybody
won
care?
X Factor
No
ever?
idea.
Who's ever been on it?
Well, that One Direction were on it.
Were they?
hmm
There you go.
I don't think they won it though.
Alison Shilton, I think you should do a Tilton Talk calendar. Of course we should, Alison, and you're January.
Keep saying it.
What?
Yeah,
No, Alison's January.
No. I know Alison. And she's a lovely lady, but she can't be involved in these frivolities. If we're going to do a calendar, it needs to be
Has he got to be
a,
proper?
a serious
Oh, right.
calendar.
Okay.
How
As
could
in-
we possibly do anything serious?
as in
Everything
certain
we
times,
do
I
is
think.
serious.
Dicky
Okay.
Bones.
Deadly
Almost into the last
serious.
15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
We don't do serious.
Right, here's a question for you. Michael Quinian. Monk said Hotter was fit and will be in the squad for the Bristol Ravens, and
He
then
did.
he wasn't even on the bench. Any idea what's happening?
It's a bit like we were saying about Ankatchenberger at the start of the show. If he's still injured, then come out and say that he was still injured. He wasn't ready for the game. But if you say in the week, in the build-up to the game, that he's going to be back, and then he's not even on the bench, then you start to wonder, is he off in January? This time of year, you start to wonder and panic that teams are looking at people like Hotter and they're thinking, well, if we can get money for him, then will it be worth selling him off? But I hope he's back for Blackburn because we have missed him definitely. He's a player that we haven't got another like of. He's very unique in that side, and he offers us a hell of a lot. So I hope he's back for Blackburn, and I hope he doesn't go in January.
Martin, would it be silly to get rid of anyone, let alone Hotter?
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, we've got 15 players. If everybody's fit, we've probably got 15, 16 players that he would be happy to put in that side. So you start getting rid of people, you really are looking in trouble.
Kevin French, Mr. Fun, naked, with a strategically...
What?
Sorry.
Stop
Let me
immediately.
finish, let me
Sorry?
finish.
Oh, crikey.
No, don't finish.
Mr. Fun, naked, with a strategically
no.
placed football for the Tilton Talk.
Well, that's definitely a red card.
Last year, didn't we, if I remember
That is
right?
definitely a red card.
Kevin French gets the first red card.
That might be a lifetime ban.
think we've just lost our Switch radio contract.
Thanks,
That'll be
Wazza.
the bit you edit out.
Wazza Starling, thank you very much. After the game, apparently the monk said he still had pain in the hip.
Okay.
So, okay, if that's the case, that's the case. But at least the monk said something then, so I didn't hear that.
And you
myself.
hope he's back in the squad for Blackburn.
Yeah.
Oh, Maureen Minute, that's lovely, that is. That's lovely.
Anytime.
What a lovely, lovely reaction.
Yeah.
Well done, Maureen.
What was it? Can't
Childish, that is. Kevin French said I strategically play football, and Maureen Minute decides to lower the tone and be rude.
God, it's not being rude.
It's rude. It's rude and unnecessary and uncalled for. And for me, that's definitely a red card.
Martin Ward's just been sick into his own mouth. Ping pong ball, it's going down from Paul Gill.
It'll be the size of an atom in a minute.
No, hang on, Martin Ward's gone to a marble and Paul Gill's gone to a petit pois. Sabutio ball from Great Courtney.
Has it been confirmed that Moors will play definitely at home?
No,
It has.
I don't believe it has now. They will definitely be
From
at home.
me.
From?
Me.
From who, sorry?
No, it's definite.
Okay.
Definite. I've just had
Right.
inside information.
Okay. So if they beat Blackpool, they will definitely be at home to Arsenal
At the yep.
at Moors.
At the Moors.
Oh, best catch that 3 o'clock train back from Euston then.
There you go.
I do
Yeah.
personally think it's a daft decision financially for them.
I don't think it's not the finance. Well, I suppose
Well,
it
it
is in
is.
a way, yeah, but
It
I mean,
is.
You get that. You get half the Emirates
50,000
Friday.
50,000 going to the Emirates.
It's a one-off thing that probably never happen again.
No, and listen, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, because you get
Right, Chelsea
Arsenal.
going through.
Those Arsenal players come into Damson, you know, the Autotech Stadium as it is now. You know, it's brilliant. Reality is, you won't get that Arsenal side. You'll get Arsenal's kids, won't you?
Of course, yeah.
That's the reality. Chances are so maybe you've got a little bit of a better chance, but yeah. If the option was there,
Yeah.
I'd have gone to the Emirates if I was the owner. But
Maybe the option wasn't.
possibly.
It's an
Financial
FA.
stability for that club for years to come if they go to the Emirates. But
Bodily, you've just put somebody off the stew. Somebody else has dropped the tea.
wow,
And this is the second time people have asked, "Are you naked below that desk?" I'm getting really
Should I
worried about
stand up?
our audience.
I could answer everybody's question right now by standing up.
Actually, please do stand up and answer that question. Just dispel all myths and rumours.
No, I'll leave it to their
no,
imagination.
Plus,
I'd have to move that Sabutio ball then, wouldn't
Yeah.
I? So, you know.
Ricky and Tina Sewell, I believe you can't play at other teams' grounds anymore. The crowd
Oh right.
and the crowd stays as what Moors holds.
Oh,
I kind of get the gist of what you're saying. Yeah.
okay.
I didn't know that.
No, I didn't. I don't.
No. I thought there was the option for the clubs to discuss
Yeah,
if
I-
they wanted to move it to the other team's ground, then they could do that.
Yeah,
But
FA Cup. I thought.
yeah,
Okay. Oh, well into the last 15 minutes then. I saw somebody writing earlier about conjoining words with football, anything to do with football, and bands or groups that have been
or
in the
groups.
charts. Bands or groups, or
Bands or groups.
not individual singers, but bands or groups. We might do individual singers one other day. But anything to do with football and a band or a group. There you go.
Okay. Ooh, that's quite a hard one for this week.
Watch this lot shine.
No, I can't think of one.
Watch
I
this
am
lot shine.
struggling.
Bands or groups and
or
football.
groups.
Blues Diversity are raising money for At Cure Leukemia. Please visit their page.
Yes.
There is a Just Giving page there, I think, or one of the GoFundMe
Yeah.
pages or whatever it is. So please do go and visit that. We're supporting Cure Leukemia throughout the month of December, even though we've got a shortened run because next week is going to be our last show
Last one
before
before
Christmas.
Christmas,
Is it?
Yeah.
We're not having a Christmas either.
I'm working Christmas Eve.
Santa's coming down the Chimbley.
Yeah,
Good snake.
but he could come on. We'll have him on.
God, where's the Christmas spinach?
It's disappointing,
right,
though.
okay.
It means I have to do things on Christmas Eve now.
Exactly. You might have to talk to people.
I know.
First, indirection.
Oh.
Indirect free kick. No.
No.
Okay, Roy Cornish, the Moody Blues.
No.
Yeah, I quite like that, Roy. Well done, well
No.
done.
No. The Rolling John Stones. That's very good.
James Beatles.
No.
James Beatty.
No. I know what it means. It's rubbish.
Roy Chris Wood.
Yeah, good.
No,
one.
rubbish.
That's
Come
good.
on.
Roy Wood is not a band.
Roy Wood is a Birmingham Sea fan. Lives up by me.
He's not a band.
He's not really.
He was
No,
in a
he's
band.
not
He's
really
not a
Birmingham
band.
City.
Yeah, it was Wizard, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Was he in ELO as well?
No, it was
Yes,
at the
he
Moody
was
Blues.
in a yellow.
Was it always at the Moody Blues?
Chris Pugh's knowledge.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Arctic Monkeys.
Yes.
Oh,
we
Martin
are we getting
Ward
that?
straight in there. The
Could be
Blues
a winner.
Brothers. The
Could be a-
Blues Brothers.
No. Not having
Magoma
that.
Faith, I like that one. Paloma Faith, Magoma
Not a
Faith.
band.
No.
No, not a
Oh,
band.
no, of course not, yeah.
The stipulation was banned.
The Four Cell Seasons.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad.
Boing. Get
Not
some
bad.
boing.
Not
Can we have 2 boings for that goal the other night?
Francis goes the.
Quite like that one.
Not bad.
That's almost a.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Kuzak and Womack.
That's very
quite-
clever.
it's quite
actually.
good.
Very witty.
That's
The
good.
younger ones. Ooh,
Carson,
Maureen,
no.
you're not gonna
Not
win
a
on that
footballer. Carson Young's not a footballer. Alan Sugar Babes. Also Alan Sugar, not a footballer.
one. Electric Bright Orchestra.
Good, but
Mark
it's,
Bright,
Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah.
I think it's the move.
Oh, the move. Yeah.
But it's no,
Yeah.
not a footballer. Not a footballer. We're very strong on the stipulations of this round.
I just
It
like
has to be a footballer,
I
and
like
it
the-
has to be a band.
I like the comedy of it. You stick
I
to the
like
rules.
Kushak and Womack.
I do like.
I like
Yeah,
Kushak and
I like
Womack.
it, yeah. Purely because somebody's taken the time out to
That's clever.
think.
That is outside the box and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
smart.
yeah, which is unlike.
And
our
I
audience.
admire that.
Felanius Monk.
I quite like that one. Yeah.
What is that?
Felanius Monk.
What's the band
I
there?
don't know. I
No.
don't know.
I got a clue.
No.
Nor me. Sounds good though.
Yeah.
It sounds very good. Go the Chris White Stripes.
Yeah, very good. Very
The
good.
Chris White.
You know, white stripes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware of the White Stripes.
That's gonna have to be
ZZ Club.
ZZ what?
ZZ Club.
ZZ Club. Yeah.
ZZ Tops.
Yeah. That's all it is.
Matahalika.
Yeah, good one. Good one.
No, I don't like that. Dear
Oh,
me.
do you know what? If it wasn't
2 Chris White Stripes.
If it wasn't for this last 15 minutes, my drive home would be so boring.
Oh, I wish it was.
Ian Wright said Fred.
I like, right, so far, I like the Rolling John. You've got to beat the Rolling John Stones, the Arctic Monkeys, and Kushak and Womack.
Oh,
Lee
come
Clark
on.
five.
They're the
Lee
ones
Clark-
you've gotta
Lee
beat.
Clark.
Lee Clark 5.
No, because I have so much hatred
Apparently from
towards
Alan
Lee
Minute,
Clark.
Felanius Monk are a group. I've never heard of them. Dev Zeppelin.
Very good.
No.
Yeah, it's thinking.
Dev Zeppelin,
thinking,
Dev?
thinking,
No.
thinking.
I am aware of Dev.
Yes, I know, but 10
Yeah.
point CCC option. 10 point CCC.
No.
10.cc did I like that one.
Red card in, please, Chris.
Alan Minute is quite angry that we don't know about Felanius Monk.
Yeah. Well, we're probably not as old as him.
Oh, Steve Jobs. He might just have nicked another place on the TV.
Badly Dawn
it's a-
and Doy.
It's a good one. Isn't
Badly drawn and Doy is
Yeah.
not bad. I don't think it's Kushak and Womack quality, but it's not bad.
It? Oops, sorry.
Too many sound effects going on
Yeah,
here.
I quite like sound effects. There was one earlier, didn't you?
No comment.
The Backstreet and Doy. That was the one I saw earlier.
No. Ian Wright, Just Brothers.
I
No.
like the one
No.
from Tony Shut Your Face, look. Aston Villa, aka The Who.
Just read on the West Ham site that they are reallocating some of their season ticket holders for our game. That means there will be 11 sections available to Blue Noses. That's interesting.
Oh, that wasn't a sound effect.
No, he's actually
That was
off.
actually
He's
his
so
door.
angry about that news. He's up in arms.
That was actually his real door.
That is interesting, though, that is,
It
from
is, yeah.
Dave, because if they're moving season ticket holders, that means that there's going to be quite a lot of Blues fans there.
Anyway, back to it. Dion Dubliners from Adrian Howell, Ray Nash, Frank Quidroos and Arch.
Robbie Savage Garden from Maureen, that's quite good.
that one.
Oh,
I like that.
Mick James, Stockdale and Waterman. That's also pretty good. Yeah.
I'm going to wee myself. Shay and Dave. Ooh, said the show.
Oh, yeah.
Probably West Ham supporters.
What about this
Did I
one?
just hear Robbie Savage
Savage Garden, yeah.
That's a good one.
And Stockdale and Waterman
That's
as
a good
well.
one.
That's,
Yeah,
that's
good
quite
one.
good.
Oh, yeah,
And
very
we've got
good.
Peters and Lee.
Peters and Lee. Yeah.
French.
That's not bad, Gary, that, yeah. Hotter chocolate. Adam says he used that joke last week for the drinks one, but it still works.
Oh dear, funny.
Where did they get them from?
I don't know.
Oh, right,
No
okay.
idea.
Busy week of football coming
I
up.
think I'm giving that one to Kushak and Womack if
Yeah,
everyone's okay.
Cruise up the moment. Well done. Well done. Busy week of football coming up then. Blackburn away on
Blackburn away.
Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah. Relatively strong at home. Good players in Bradley Dack and Danny Graham as a goal scorer. But the one thing we seem to have done well this season is come back from poor performances.
Yes.
You'd hope that hopefully Hotter's back in the squad and can make an impact. And we get back to picking up points. I think I will back us. I'll back us to win it. I think we're capable of winning the next two, both Blackburn and Wigan away.
Big following going to Wigan, of course.
4,500. Yeah, I'll be there. Not going to Blackburn as it's Emily's Mrs. Fun's birthday.
And it's a horrible
on
place.
Friday, and it's Ewood Park.
Would you like to bring
Yeah,
Mrs.
I can ask if she wants to.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to get a
I
family
think-
gathering.
I think Sharon should come in.
Calling sick. No one will know.
You're dead right. I can't wait to play that bit.
I will go 2-1 Blues at Blackburn
Yeah.
with Che Adams and Harley Dean getting the goals.
Okay. Freddie Goodwin and the Dreamers. That was a good one.
Nah, that's not bad. It's already been.
I know, but it's funny.
It's already been won by Kushak and Womack. So.
Dear me, dear me. And you thought like this like that wouldn't get any. They're incredible.
No, I assume they'd get some. They've got Google, haven't they? Adam's been on Google all night.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
researching.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Paul.
Don't say it again.
What
We're
did
going out on 107.5 FM Switch Radio.
we can do that.
So I'll
before
just get
tomorrow. What did you?
No, don't
No,
worry.
no.
No, it's going.
No.
It's going. It's going. You missed it once. Warren Starling says 1-1 is his prediction. Paul Gill says 1-1 Saturday. Nobody else has commented. Give us your predictions for Saturday. Oh, the Daxon 5.
It's already won.
It has already
It's
been
already
won.
been won.
It's already
very
been
good,
won.
though. It's very
I'm
good.
sorry, Mike. It was good, but no, you're not having it. It's already been won.
1-0 from Paul Hipkiss, the Blues and Duke. Lindsay Phillips is going 2-2.
2-2.
This Pat's after the watershed, Chris.
Yeah.
Mark Adams 0-0 and Martin Ward 2-0 Blues. Shay and Maggie Maggs. That's who I would go for if I was to choose two to score, to be honest with you.
Okay.
0-0, Camp to score, says Craig Courtney.
Okay.
You've got to give him his airtime, haven't you? Stephen Gill 2-1 Blackburn.
Oh, Stephen.
Ooh, Kevin French 1-0 win. And Maureen Minute, I said 5-0 last week, got that wrong. Well, don't bother this week. Don't worry.
Yeah, for God's sake. Back Blackburn, Maureen. For God's sake.
Harley Dean header from Mike Smith, yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Pink
take that.
Floyd Hasselbank. Now,
That's
come on,
a
it's
good one,
clever.
yeah.
It's been won.
It's
but
been
clever,
won.
But
It's been
clever.
won. No more. It's been won.
Oh, dear. Oh, golly. I can't think of a... Well, Simon Sturridge would have been your answer to that one. Can't think of a prediction while I'm trying to think of a blues player called Simon to go with Garfunkel. Simon Sturridge and Garfunkel. There you go. Oh, Steve Portman's going to 0-0. 1-1 Blues, Ray Price, and 2-1 from Mandy Irvin. Any more?
Craig Courtney says 2-0. Mags and Duke is the serious one.
Yeah, I like that one. Paul Hipkiss at the bottom. Have you seen it?
Guns and Danny Roses.
Yeah, it's quite clever though. If you'd have come up with that 5 minutes ago, you might have won.
Yeah, too late.
Too late. Well, what can I say? An hour and a half has flown by again, and it's the Christmas special next week.
Christmas special. Yeah.
Are we doing one in between Christmas and the New Year?
Let me think about that. No.
Okay, so we'll be back.
It's such a
after
sport.
the,
Sport.
Do you want to do one from home?
Christmas.
No.
No. I'll see if I can muster something up.
Okay.
If I'm not working, because
With that software that you can't remember.
Yes. Yeah. OBS. OBS.
Well,
Get a cream for that.
Best wishes to TJ and Baz and all the families tomorrow for the burial of Mama. I hope everything goes well there. Thanks every single one of you for joining in tonight, especially thanks for that last 15 minutes. Cheers, guys, so much.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
And thanks, mate. I tell you what, that has been one in all the years that I've known you, one of the best sessions of ranting I've ever had with you. It was absolutely brilliant. I've loved every minute.
Just couldn't control myself.
I know it's great. I thought if I can't bring the fun out of you, I'll bring the Mr. Angry out.
Yeah.
So
It's the only way to do
more of
it.
it next week. Good luck to Birmingham City. Where is it next week?
Our last game of the season this year is on Wednesday night at home to Bristol. 7:30 kick-off, I think, in the last game in the Continental Cup. So Wednesday night down at Moors. If anybody fancies it.
Okie dokie. Chris Brown.
It's very good, that is.
Don't forget you can catch us back here.
that's a cracker.
Finished. Too late. It's finished. You can. You can get this on Switch Radio 107.5 FM tomorrow at 8 o'clock, and of course DAB. Thanks for being part of the Tilton Talk Show. It's what we do on Mondays. It's what Monday nights are made for, Chris. Thank you so very much. I'm going to treasure this one for a very long time. I can't wait to get back home and replay it again. And Mrs. Brown, thank you for your time, your energies, and everything else as well. And thanks to each and every single one of our listeners. Good luck to Blues against Blackburn ladies on Wednesday night. And we'll see you back here next Monday for another round of love and frivolity and fun, Christmas cheer and spirit, and we may even get a mince pie. Good night, guys. Keep right on, and thank you very much for the Blues.